Hi, Blue Demons. Welcome to Alumni Experts. My name is Yessenia Mejia, and I'm a graduate of the 2018 College of Education class with a master's in counseling and emphasis in clinical mental health. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the trends that I'm noticing in my clients to maybe normalize some of the stress and some of the tensions that you may be feeling, some of the worries that have been coming up across households throughout the United States. Also talking a little bit about what stress can look like for folks if you're not really attuned or like self-aware of what that may look for you, giving you a little psychoeducation around what that looks like, as well as providing you with an exercise and maybe some helpful tips around how to live in our new normal. And hopefully this will help you create more of a self-care check-in for you and for your family members at home. So again, I did want to normalize some of the things that I'm hearing because I primarily work with children and adolescents while also providing support with their parents. A lot of the teletherapy that I'm providing right now is centered, at least the first week, around providing support for the parents, right? Some of the clients that I work with, they are currently students, they're in elementary, middle school, high school. And so the transition from going to in-class to e-learning has been a little bit difficult for folks. That can be for a variety of different things. Students, clients are also sharing that they're, like really confused and don't really know what's happening. And so I want to empower you all to have that conversation with your children and to be able to provide some type of a mindful and intentional switch around it being a negative conversation to providing some stress relief for them, only because I'm pretty sure a lot of the things that they're either hearing may be either jargon that they don't understand, right? So that can be really scary for some folks. They're probably noticing people act very differently, right? Like wearing masks, wearing gloves. And so this may be really alarming, especially if you do not have some of those materials at home and you're going to the grocery store. And I think for a lot of parents, right, there's financial stress, there's stress around how to manage working from home while you have, a household full of people, being able to stop some of the stimulus that you're hearing, whether it's from the TV, a noisy house, and being able to provide some structure around our new normal. These are all conversations that I've been having with folks, and I'm really happy to have been a part of their journey as they're navigating some of more difficult times. And so a little bit of the cognitive switch that I talked about has a lot to do with how we're just naturally human. Sometimes I think it'd be very easy for us to focus on the negative, right? Or there could be a 10-15 minute, maybe 5-minute news story, right? But what sticks with us happens to be the negative part of that. That's very normal, right? It's the part that's alarming, that's most memorable, and so maybe we're not listening to the whole thing. But so constantly hearing all of that messaging can stress folks out, and then can also seem like we're only hearing negative things. And so I want maybe to provide a little bit of a conversation in your household around from your house being a really stressful place, a place where maybe folks are having a really difficult time doing work, doing schoolwork, getting along, feeling tension. So thinking of your household from now on as a place that keeps you safe, a place where you can practice self-care, a place where you can have sit-down meals together, maybe engage in more family activities, right? So if you're noticing that maybe your children need a break from e-learning or you need a break from work, if there's a board game or a video game that you can engage with, right? How do you bring happiness into your home? And so instead of it being consistent negative messaging, things that we're hearing that are stressing us out, intentionally putting things into our routine that we know are can be a natural break for both your family, but also for you. I think when people are stressed, right, sometimes we act a little irrationally. So you may be, if you are feeling like really stressed or anxious, you may be noticing that you're a little bit more irritable. Maybe you're having a hard time sleeping, whether that's like falling asleep, waking up in the middle of the night, having really bad sleep, tossing and turning, maybe overeating, undereating, not eating at all. Some of it can look like stress headaches, holding a lot of tension like in your shoulders and your neck, your heartbeat being a lot faster than normal, right? And so being in tune to when your body is telling you that some of this stuff is happening is going to be really important, because when your body tells you that you're stressed, or when you're noticing some of these things, that can be, like a really good reminder for you to take care of yourself. If you're noticing that you're irritable, instead of like continuing to engage in that conversation, maybe it can look like taking a walk, right? To just get out of the house. Some helpful tips that things people have been doing, like aligning their schedules. So that way, like everyone has like a built-in break, maybe taking, a couple walks around the block, maybe playing in a backyard if you like do have access to a backyard. I personally have had to like change some of the things that I do in my household. My partner, when he's home, sometimes he also has to work, but I'll be doing a lot of like Zoom calls or like meeting with my clients. So we decide on who gets the office when, and then we decide that, from this time to this time, like I'm going to be really busy. And so, like let's make meals before that way, we can just like consistently like almost like mirroring like your work schedule, if you will. That's been really helpful. And also just having to be very direct and not beat around what we mean to say. If someone's stressed, just being able to say, hey, I'm stressed, like I need like, like some time, or I'm just gonna like hang out in this other room because I need some time to myself. Or like the music's really loud, I'm being overstimulated, it's kind of making me irritable. Those type of things are really healthy. Like they're considered like good communication skills, and I want you all to start practicing like sharing how you feel within your family. So you can normalize some of those things, and then also avoid maybe like an explosive like outburst if that's something that you may be noticing, or just like a sense of panic if you're noticing that someone is like really anxious, or like anxiously watching the news, right? Like encouraging like a walk, because you may be noticing that they maybe like need a break. So I talked a little bit about listening to your body and knowing when you need a break. And so I'm going to walk you all through a really helpful meditation and tension release exercise that I find very helpful, and also bring some self-awareness for myself of what parts of my body, or what are some things that I need to be doing in order to take care of myself. I hope that you enjoy it, and I will also be sharing some resources that I think are very helpful that will be linked to this video post. So if you have any questions, you can also feel free to reach out to me, but I hope you enjoy the activity. Well, thank you for joining me for this activity. I do want to encourage you, if you can, to go ahead and, if you're sitting in a firm chair, to be able to go ahead and relax and push your back into the back of that chair. I personally love sitting on the ground, just because sometimes it's a little bit colder and sitting up against the wall. The exercise that I'm going to walk you through actually has a couple of interesting parts in it. And you're going to see me make some funny faces because what we're going to be doing is you're going to be creating tension in parts of your body and then releasing that part of your body. And so an example of what that would look like, I'll show you with my hand, right? So right now my hand is relaxed. I'm not moving any part of my hand. I'm not creating tension in any part of my hand. But if I wanted to create emphasis on my hand, what that would look like is holding tension in my hand may look like making a fist, right? And so when I make a fist, I want to hold that fist as tight and as hard as I can. I would do that for 10 seconds. Count to 10, take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and then at 10, go ahead and release that part of my body. And what that does is any tension that you're holding in that part of your body, you're allowing your body to feel some release, right? So for me, I personally have anxiety, and so I worry a lot. And for me, like I'll notice that I have a lot of headaches. I'll hold tension like in my shoulders, in my back. And so for me, it's gonna be really important to go ahead and create tension in multiple different parts of my upper body. So again, we're gonna create a tension in the top part of our body for this exercise, and I want you to focus on your forehead. And so this is where the funny faces come in. I'm gonna try to wrinkle my forehead so that, or you could also like bring your eyebrows together to create tension there. And so you can hold that for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Deep breath in. Slow breathe out. Release that part of your body. The next part will be my cheeks or my jawline. So I can create tension by clenching my teeth. So I'll go ahead and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Then I can go ahead and move my shoulders up towards my ears, trying to create tension in my shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Releasing those shoulders. And you would do that for the rest of the part of your body. So again, different muscle groups that you can do. I did forehead, jawline. You can scrunch up your whole face if you like. Your shoulders by bringing them up. Your fists or your arms, you can either bring them in close to you and hold them in as tight. Extend your arms, creating fists, and just trying to tense up your muscles that way. You can tense up your abdomen, your quads, your calves, and then your feet by flexing them. I typically like to end the body scan with just like squeezing of my upper body, because I feel like you can like miss that part of your back when you're going through and doing the scan, and it just like feels nice and comforting. So as you do that for yourself and count that for yourself, I want to remind you to listen to your body and telling you where you're holding stress. If you're noticing that there's a part of your body where you are holding more stress more than usual, you know, maybe doing some yoga, stretching a little bit. If these aren't practices that you normally do on your day-to-day, that's okay, and it's okay to start now. Or it's also okay to just acknowledge that you may not have the energy to do that or to take care of yourself, but just to be mindful and to listen to what your body is telling you. I hope that you are all taking care of yourselves. And again, this is Yessenia Mejia with Alumni Experts. Thank you.